The communication process. One thing that's really important as a public speaker is knowing how the communication process works. Within our society and with who we are now, we cannot remember the majority of what has been told to us in a day. And because of all the wonderful technology that we have, sometimes our mind does not stay on just one thing. In fact, when I do videos for my classes, my online classes, I try to keep them under 5 minutes. The less time that you watch, the better. That way you can go back and forth, because I realize that we're not always going to be able to remember everything that is heard. There's this great model called the communication process, and the communication process describes the way that we send and receive messages. It also talks about how we can miscommunicate and not hear what other people are saying, not listen to what other people are saying based on the noise that comes around us. So, the communication process. This is going to be very important for you to remember as a public speaker. With this information, you are going to be able to think about your audience awareness in a different way, your audience analysis, and be able to say, okay, those transition sentences need to be stronger because I may lose them in this one point, and this will bring them back. So the communication process. When social scientists first studied this, they thought that communication was just a one-way event, like a ping pong game. So I, Amanda Simmons, would send you a message, and that's where it would end. So it would be, I'm the sender, you're the receiver, and that's it. Then you would be the receiver, so another line, you would be the sender, I would be the receiver, another line, I'm the sender, you're the receiver, so on and so forth. As they developed this theory, and then they studied, because as we know, the human communication changes and forms a different way, and that's what's so great about COMM, that they figured out that it's not a linear process, not a ping pong game, but it's more transactional, meaning that we have our communicator sender A, Amanda, and she sends a message to the receiver B, students. That time, those students then become the sender and send a message back to Amanda. So you have it like in a circle, which is great and wonderful. And if you think about it that way, there would never be any issues. But what happens is that what breaks up this circle are these little lines called noise. And noise is internal and external. Internal is anything that you think about. So you're hungry, you have a to-do list, there's all this inner dialogue in the inside. And then external noise is anything that's happening in your environment. The noise is what distracts you and keeps you from understanding what the communicator is saying and getting the message clearly. Think about the game telephone. This is where it plays into the situation. Because we have that internal, we may miss a couple of words and then we get it wrong. So that's that noise, internal and external noise. Now in the middle, because you would have it like this, like a little egg shape, right? The noise, the noise, the noise. And then in the middle is the channel by which we send a message. For this class, it's online, so it's videos, it's emails, it's Skyping, it's all of that. That's that channel. We are hardly ever face-to-face. Now, if we were in class, that would be a face-to-face kind of channel. So knowing that too, even the channel may affect the way that the message is being sent. Right? So how does this work as a public speaker? Well, as a public speaker, you are now aware that people have internal and external noise. And how are you going to make sure that they listen to your speech? How are you going to make sure that you go out and you say, I know you have internal noise and you may not listen to all of the message that I'm sending, but I want you to hear the important parts. That's why I always say the intention getter is so important. Have a strong thesis. And now the transition sentences. Those are going to help you bring back. Look into your written assignments. There will be, and it might be in a couple of days, but there will be an assignment about this video. Thanks, and as always, email me if you have any problems.